A society to have order and to protect its citizens must have rules. Rules or laws are created and agencies are formed to enforce the rules. In the United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Our judicial system, our courts, have the task of determining guilt. When guilt is found, the courts mete out the consequences. If we follow the rules of our society, we may never have to face the bar of justice inside a criminal courtroom. Join us now as we see an actual Lake County court in session.
Okay, could everyone, including visitors, please raise your right hand? Okay, do each of you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and this you do under the pains and penalty of perjury?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hands down. Each of you has a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When you get to the microphone, I need to know if you're under 18. I need to know if you're not a citizen of the United States. If you're not a citizen of the United States, pleading today could affect your immigration status. I need to know if you're on probation or parole, because if you are, pleading today could affect your probation or parole status. If you plead today, you're giving up your right to have a trial and to have an attorney represent you at that trial. If I sentence you today on a criminal case, you need to go down to room 105 and sign up for the payment plan. The least the payment plan can be is $273. If you're charged with the battery, it's closer to $700. That is in addition to whatever we do here in the courtroom. Today we're being tape recorded and videotaped. Today is my second arraignment using the computer, so I may not be too quick today. In custodies. So now we have Dolan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kevin Dolan. You're charged with leaving the scene without giving information. Are you in custody for anything besides the...
Yes, ma'am. I have another case.
Felony or misdemeanor?
Felony.
So why didn't I see you at bond hearings this morning? Have you been to bond hearings?
I turned myself in Monday at 2 in the morning. I didn't go because I wasn't getting a bond, and I knew I wasn't, so I didn't go.
It hurts my feelings when you don't show up for bond hearings. I probably did appoint the public defender already. Yes?
Well, I have Zachary McCoy. Can you just put this together with my other case with Zachary?
With the public defender? Yes. So we'll enter a not guilty on this case and appoint the public defender. You won't have the same attorney, but they can work out a package deal.
Well, they can make it all run together?
They can try. Okay, so appoint the public defender. You won't have the same attorney. You'll have Mr. Comey.
What would your offer be if you got me an offer today?
Well, you're in jail anyway, so what does it hurt to talk to an attorney first? Okay?
Get it out the way.
I'm sorry?
Get it out the way, ma'am.
Well, I can't make you an offer. I don't have a probable cause affidavit. All right, it says you struck a fence and then left the scene without giving any information.
It was a verbal argument between a friend and me and a friend, and there was only one way for me to leave and go through the fence, so that's what I did.
Okay, so you're saying it was like self-defense?
Pretty much.
Self-defense, you hit the fence. Okay. I think then we should go with the earlier plan. Talk to the public defender. There's a defense of necessity. If you're having to escape, then you can do things you might not ordinarily have to do. So I think you should maintain your not guilty plea and talk to you.
All right, ma'am.
All right, PD appointed for Mr. Dolan, who in self-defense hit defense. Is Dawn Engert here? Could you come on up to the microphone, please? All right, Ms. Engert, you were charged with driving while license suspended. Your license was suspended for not having insurance. You've had a wonderful record up until now. So you must have just been late paying or something. Do you have your valid license now?
I do.
And did you have continuous coverage or was it behind?
This is what happened. I guess they told me that my insurance...
Okay, let me interrupt you. How much did you have to pay to get your license? $150 or...
For the suspension, yes.
Okay, so you were suspended.
can I say something?
Okay.
Okay, they told me at the driver's license place that it was in January. That's not true. I have a paper that says I have insurance from the 12th of October of 2012, and then I have a bill from my insurance company for March 27th of 2013. I sent it. It's perforated. I sent it. I didn't know they didn't get it, and I got nothing from them. And when I found out,
so you want some time to straighten this out with your insurance company?
well, I don't want to. I mean, I'll do whatever I need to do to not have.
Okay,
to come
then
back
what we're
here.
willing to do today is to change it to a civil that you didn't realize you were suspended.
Okay.
That'll be a total of $210, and you'll have 6 months to pay, and it will be civil, not criminal, and no points.
Okay, and do I just pay here?
At the traffic window, you'll have 6 months.
I'll pay now if I can.
Okay, Miss Angie, we're changing it to a civil, 6 months to pay. Tonya Sewell, you can stay seated. I'm signing the paperwork. You were also charged with driving while license suspended because of not having insurance, but it was fixed in plenty of time, so we're dismissing it. All right, next is Tanner Guess. Mr. Guess, the same thing. Your insurance lapsed for a few minutes because you were late paying it or you changed insurance companies, but you fixed it before you ever got the suspension, and so the computer has it as continuous coverage, and we're dismissing today's case. Wait for your paperwork. And then Donald McNabb, come on up to the microphone. I do need to talk to you. Same thing for you. I'm dismissing the driving while license suspended. You fixed it before they even sent you the letter, I think. So we're dismissing it. And then you had a charge, no proof of insurance. I'm dismissing that also because obviously you had insurance or they wouldn't be.
I had overlap.
I'm dismissing it.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Sir. So both are dismissed. Wait on your paperwork. All right. You're Brandon Aravallo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to start with the criminal, but then you have to remind me to go to the civil when we're done. All right, you're charged with driving while license suspended. This is the first one you've ever had. This says your license was suspended because you signed up for school and then didn't go. But as soon as you got stopped, let's see, you got stopped on July the 8th. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay, July the 8th. Got it. All right, and then you fixed it on July the 10th, just as fast as you can get there to fix it. Okay. And it was your first one. We're going to change this to civil also, and you'll have 6 months to pay the $210. Okay, you got a speeding ticket. You had a prior speeding ticket in 2011 with a withhold. So I won't withhold because you've had a prior. Are you going to fight the speeding ticket or are you going to pay it?
I'm going to pay it.
Do you plan to go to school?
I've already enrolled, actually.
You can only go to school once in a year. And it looks like you signed up for the school within the last year. You didn't go, and that's why you got suspended, but you signed up for it within the last year. So I don't know if you're eligible to go to sign up for school. So if you want me to sentence you today, I would give you 6 months to pay the fine, and we'll write on the court sheet that you may go to school if eligible.
Okay.
All right, Miss Angie, did you hear? All right, 6 months to pay. How much is it? $131. The officer gave you the cheapest speeding ticket there is. And you'll have 6 months to pay. All righty. We'll get you paperwork in just a moment. Thank you, sir.
Want me to go to the seat over there?
Please. Carlos Ayala. Is Melissa Bates here? Okay, you're going to be next. Okay, Carlos Ayala. You're charged with a second offense DUI. I'm sorry? This one is a violation of probation on a second offense DUI. Thank you. You violated your probation because you didn't complete the alcohol evaluation and any treatment recommended, but it says you're enrolled.
Yes.
So I'm thrilled. How much time do you need to finish?
I just got it's once a week.
How much time do you need to finish? 1 month, 2 months?
No, 3 more weeks and I finished with all the classes. I got 13 classes done. They gave
Good
me
job.
16.
And you had to come all the way up here from Miami?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry.
I got the paperwork for them. I got everything what I done here, the classes, everything. The paperwork for Justin, the probation officer.
Okay, so if, could you go out and get the probation officer and ask him or her to come in with you?
Okay.
Go out, the little room right outside to the left.
On the left.
Right, so go get the probation officer, and we're gonna work something out for you. All right, the next person was Melissa Bates. All right, Miss Bates, you're charged with a battery. On July 4th, do you want me to make you an offer, or no matter what the offer is, you're gonna say not guilty and you wanna talk to an attorney?
If you make me an offer, is that something that will go on my record?
If you are sentenced on this, it will go on your record.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you ever been in trouble with the law before?
Meaning, have I been arrested?
Have you ever
Or-
been charged with a
No, ma'am.
crime before?
No.
Right. Well, it's possible you may be eligible for something called pretrial intervention. So today, we would enter a not guilty plea for you and give you a court date when the prosecutor's present to see if the prosecutor can make you that offer. If you want to wait to see if they offer you pretrial intervention before you decide on an attorney, you can do that. If you're sure no matter what they offer you, you're going to say not guilty and you want an attorney, we can talk about appointing an attorney now if you can't afford an attorney. So, can you afford a private attorney?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to wait to see if they offer you a pretrial intervention contract? Or do you want to say
Not guilty. Due
All
to
right, so
my-
you want the public defender.
Please.
Okay, this is Melissa Bates. We're appointing the public defender. And this is her. Well, it looks like you may have lied to me. Didn't I just ask you, have you ever had any criminal charges?
Yes.
And this record says you were charged in Monroe County.
For,
Well, that's just the first page. The first page, you were charged in Monroe County for aggravated assault with a weapon. The charge ended up getting dropped, but that was certainly a charge.
I forgot.
Then you got charged with marijuana, and you were found guilty of that one, I believe. Marijuana in Miami.
Okay, that's almost 20 years ago, the first one, that
Did
one.
I ask, have you been charged with a crime in the last 20 years?
No.
All right, so you lied to me. I'll deal with that at another time. Could you, I want to keep this, and could you make a note? She lied to me about her
It
record.
wasn't intentional.
Well, I'll be deciding that later if I decide to hold you in contempt of court. So for right now, I'm appointing the public defender. And could you put a note for me to check into contempt of court? All right, public defender appointed, and could you tell her how she goes to make an appointment? And you may be served with a new charge for lying to a judge under oath in court. Oh, you are back. Come on up. Mr. Ajala is charged with a violation of probation. Miss Christine?
He's completed all except 3 remaining sessions of treatment.
So our choice is, we can continue it till next month, and he can just call in, or we can go ahead and terminate probation now and put the language on that until he completes those 3, he has to deal with the department. What do you suggest?
I would suggest the termination. He already has a hearing scheduled with DMV.
Okay, so we're going to terminate probation, and we're going to put the language in there that it's between you and the Department of Motor Vehicles now. All right, so you don't have to make another trip.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, have a seat. Thank you both, and we'll get your paperwork in just a moment. All right, Travis Brown, to the microphone. Travis Brown, you're charged with driving while license suspended. You've had 2 of these in '06, 2 driving while license suspendeds in '06. Your license was suspended for 2 years for controlled substance, and you've never done whatever you had to do to reinstate. And you are suspended for not paying a ticket in Orange County. Oh, and you're suspended for not paying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 payment plans and another ticket in Orange County. This is jail time because your license was suspended for substance abuse. If you plead today, it's 10 days. After today, the state can request up to a year in jail. I wouldn't do a whole year, but they could ask, that's the maximum. So today, if you plead today, it's 10 days. And if you get 3 driving while license suspended within a 5-year period, Tallahassee takes your license for 5 years, but yours were in '06, so this would be your first in this 5-year period.
Okay.
So it's 10 days in jail and the mandatory costs.
Okay.
So you're going to plead to that?
Is this only the other thing? That's the only thing you said is available?
That is the minimum that I allow on someone who drives on a license suspended for drugs or controlled substance.
Okay.
How did you get here today?
I drove my girlfriend.
You drove your
I
girlfriend?
didn't drive. I rode with her. I should say I didn't drive. I didn't drive.
Sure not what I heard. Girlfriend, where are you? Girlfriend, do you want to talk it over with her for a moment? Could the two of you go to the back of the courtroom, then come on up to the table and tell me what you're going to do?
Okay, I'm gonna do the 10 days.
Oh, you're going to take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the 10 days.
All right. Do you have anything in your pockets you want to give to her?
Phone.
All right, he wants to give you his phone, and then he's going to take the 10 days. And that's it? The phone?
Yeah.
Give her your hat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's remanded to custody for 10 days. We need to print him, so I don't know if you want to cuff him before you print him or when you get out of jail, you need to go to room 105 and sign up for the payment plan. Okay, Mr. Person whose name I do not have on that list, I have you on this list. So we have a file on him because I don't have you on the computer. You are charged with driving while license suspended because your insurance lapsed. And as soon as you got stopped, you fixed it immediately. If you enter a no contest plea, I'll change this from a criminal charge to a civil charge. Thank you for dressing so respectfully for the court, by the way. So if you plead today, I'll change it from a criminal charge to a civil charge. And it's $210, 6 months to pay.
No contest.
All right, and I'm withholding. All right? So it won't count as one of the 3 because I'm withholding points. So have a seat and we'll get you your paperwork as fast as we can. Ginger Kaufman, you had a PTI contract and they're telling me you didn't finish everything. Can you finish everything if we gave you a little more time?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just got my transportation back and a job, so I have money to pay for that.
Good job. So how much, good work, whatever. How much time do you need to finish? A month? 2
I
months?
need at least 60 days for the 2 screens.
You didn't do anything?
No, just the 2 screens. I did my community service, I did my stop class, and
Okay, then
all
you
that.
got it.
60
All right,
days.
this is Miss Kaufman,
Yes.
Ginger Sue Kaufman.
Yes.
Speedy trial has already been waived a long time ago, and we're continuing it for 2 months. Okay, Miss Angie, we'll give her an arraignment date 2 months from now. And if you complete everything that was supposed to be done, I'll dismiss it.
Thank you.
All right, but if you haven't,
Oh, no, it'll be done.
all right, wait for your paperwork and we'll see you then. All right, Lisa Cordova, you're charged with an assault and a resisting or obstructing without violence. Did I see you at bond hearings?
Yes, ma'am, you did.
And I ROR'd you?
Yes, ma'am.
I certainly did. And you showed up the way you told me you would, so that's very good. You were at your home when all this happened. Are you still married to the man?
We are still married, but it wasn't. I was helping him move into his new house, so it wasn't my house, but his house.
Right, and he wanted you to leave and you wouldn't leave.
He wanted me to leave, but he wouldn't give me my keys. He was drinking.
So that there was enough complication there that I think you should maintain your not guilty plea.
ma'am.
We're going to give you your next court date. Do you want to get an attorney before then, or do you want to wait until the prosecutor has a chance to review it to see if he or she wants to go forward with it? If it were me, I'd wait and see if the prosecutor wanted to go forward with it before I spent the money on an attorney. But if you had an attorney now, you could start talking to one and start gathering.
I don't have one right now. The best that
Do you want me to appoint the public defender, or do you want to wait until you come to court next time to see if the prosecutor's going forward?
I guess let's wait, because my understanding is that they're not going to press charges.
Okay, this is, tell me your name again?
Lisa Cordova.
Lisa Cordova is maintaining her not guilty plea, and we're not appointing the public defender at this time. We're just giving her a new court date.
But I can't, if they do for some reason go forward, then I can get an attorney.
At this point, they're going forward, so we're going to give you the new court date. When you come to your new court date, it will be plea negotiation, and you can, if they say we're dropping it, you can say hip, hip, hooray. If they say we're going forward, then you could say, can I have the public defender?
Okay, thank you.
Okay? You're to have no contact with him while this case is pending.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Angie. All right, next we have Doreen Correa to the microphone, please. Ms. Correa, you're charged with driving under the influence and leaving the scene of an accident.
Yes, you asked about the restitution when I was here 2 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And then you had me do 50 hours more community service for the probation. And the,
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff here. This is a VOP. Okay, this is a violation of probation.
No. Ma'am, you had me do 50 hours community service.
This is a violation of, this says it's a violation of probation. So let me see when I sentenced you.
This was an arraignment.
Stop talking. I sentenced you to 12 months probation with special conditions of probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with proof of 50 hours of community service, I'll close your probation.
Yes, ma'am, and I did the 50 hours.
Okay, can I see the proof? Gentlemen,
I dropped it off. You told me I could mail it in. I went home and saw my mother. You gave me permission to go back to Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I did, instead of mailing it, I brought it right here and dropped it off at the traffic over a week ago.
Let's try this one. Well, that's not community service, working at a clothing store.
They had to, I did it with my probation. When I was on probation, I had 50 hours community service.
Okay, go talk to the probation officer and have Miss Christine come back in with you. Explain to her what you did. But this says you worked at a clothing store, and that doesn't count as community service. Mr. Cruz, come on up. Mr. Cruz, you were charged with no motorcycle endorsement. Are you going, do you have an endorsement now?
No, not yet.
Are you going to get one?
I've already done the classes.
How long before he'll get it on his license?
Tiempo hasta que usted pueda ponerlo sobre su licencia de conducir, el certificado.
No estoy seguro porque mi papel de migración necesito comprar otro.
I'm not sure because my immigration paper, I need to get another one.
Does he have a driver's license?
¿Usted tiene licencia de conducir? Yes. Your Honor, he had explained to me that in order to get it, he needs to show proof that he is a citizen of the United States, and he lost that paperwork. So
Can I see his driver's license?
Ask him.
Does it have a star on it?
Tiene una estrellita sobre su licencia de conducir.
It's my understanding if it has a star on it, he won't need to have all his proofs to have this added to it.
No necesita tantas cosas.
Los del DMV no me dejaron hacer otra cosa. I'm just moving from Las Vegas to Florida.
The plot thickens. All right, this is a Nevada license, and you live in Florida.
Pero usted vive acá en la Florida.
Sí, yo vivo aquí. Yeah.
Yes, now I live here.
All right, the officer could have charged you with driving in Florida without a proper license. Once you live in Florida, you cannot continue to drive on a Nevada license.
Válida del estado de la Florida. Una vez que usted vive acá, necesita una licencia de conducir del estado de la Florida.
If you get caught driving again, you're going to get a no valid driver's license charge.
Una citación por no tener licencia de conducir válida.
No. So, lo que tengo que hacer es, una vez que saque mi papel de migración, voy a poner la endorsement. No sé
So then what I need to do is, as soon as I get my immigration paper, is to go ahead and get that and put the endorsement on.
Yes.
Sí.
But meanwhile, you can't drive in Florida.
All right. So,
Why did you move back to Florida?
¿Por qué se mudó usted para acá?
for work.
Then he cannot drive in Florida. If you were just here for 2 months, you could use this.
Temporariamente, entonces.
How long have you been here this time?
¿Cuánto tiempo ya está aquí? 3 months.
All right, so that could be temporary seasonal work, but if you're here permanently, you cannot drive on that.
Temporal. Okay.
So I suggest, since you're having problems getting your Florida driver's license, you may want to think about going back to Nevada where they let you drive, because that's still good for another year, 2 more years. But if you're caught here driving again, you're going to get charged with driving with no license, no Florida driver's license, and if you get caught twice, you go to jail.
Y si lo agarran 2 veces, lo van a encarcelar.
All right.
¿Entiende?
If you need some help with this immigration issue, I suggest you get an immigration attorney to speed it up,
Ayuda con estos trámites.
because you sound like a hard worker and like you shouldn't have to go to jail, but that's what's going to happen if you don't get this straightened out.
Lo van a meter preso si no.
Okay?
¿Entendido?
All right, today's charge is no motorcycle endorsement.
Por no tener un certificado.
If you enter a no contest plea today, since you can't fix it right away,
No lo puede arreglar enseguida.
well, since you went to the school, here's how, instead of dismissing it, I'll change it to a civil faulty equipment.
Entonces, ya que usted fue a la escuela, entonces vamos a rebajar al.
Yes, that would be a good thing to plead to, yes. All right, Miss Angie, we're changing it to a civil faulty equipment. Had he gotten it fixed, I would have dismissed it, but he didn't. So we're changing it to faulty equipment, and he'll have 6 months to pay how much? I think it's 163, 166.
Vendría a ser entonces 160.
All right, thank you very much. Have a seat and wait on your paperwork, please. Doreen Correa. Here's the problem. The proof that I have says she worked at a clothing store for 50 hours. That's not a community service.
That is correct, but the officer did call that company and was informed that the owner stated that they were in fact a nonprofit, so he authorized her to do that.
Okay, since it was apparently our error, we will close probation, terminate probation. All right, this is Miss Correa, probation terminated.